He said it was the worst experience of his life, and he says this basically. I said, "No, they put you to sleep." He's like, "No." He said, "Basically, man, you pull your pants down, you bend over." He said it depends on your doctor. He said some doctors, do a little longer if it's on the short. He said then he throws you a towel and tells you to wipe your stuff. And I was like, "What you mean wipe yourself?" He said, "Cause you come." No, this is what he said.
What?
That's what he told me.
So they milk the prostate.
He's thinking.
Well, anyway,
you're wiping the KY off.
No.
Because they use KY.
No. You definitely
not
wipe
for
that.
Some of us.
You do wipe that.
They go in dry?
No.
Oh my
God.
No,
they spit on their finger.
And he was telling me what happened, so I was like, and ever since that day, I was like, you know what? I think I'll just die of cancer.
No. You're like, I'm
you come. No.
The Golden Girls Gone Wild will not be seen at this time, in order that we may bring you something else to indulge in when it's fallen and you can't get it up.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Mike.
I'm Brian, filling in for JB today.
It's Misty.
And I'm Jab. And you're listening to the Gen X Talk Podcast.
And we may not be the best podcast around, but let me tell you this. You're better watching us than you are watching Good Times, because that is one bullshit show, and we are going to talk about it, man.
Oh, man.
Just offended a lot of people.
That was, yes.
First of all, he's speaking about the remake.
I mean the new Good Times,
Yeah,
not the
the new
OG.
one.
He's talking
Oh my
about
gosh.
low-income people,
We're
from Chicago.
Yeah, basically, we're going to talk about these remake shows and how they compare to the shows back then, and if we like them or don't like them.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Have you guys seen this yet? Have you guys seen the Netflix Good Times?
I watched it last night.
I watched a little bit of it. I could only watch a little of it.
I need to catch up.
I watched it last night because you told me what we were going to talk about.
See, I was not given that information.
That's okay, buddy.
I'm running naked here.
That'll work.
Okay, so
please put a towel on like Diddy from our last episode.
I need to.
Something you can grab real quick.
Sorry.
All right, so at first, the trailer of Good Times came out, and I didn't watch the trailer at first. What I watched were a bunch of YouTubers talking about the trailer, and it was like universally hated. Like, I could not find one person who said that this show was going to be any good. So,
do they keep the theme song?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, they did a lot of changing.
Okay.
So I took it upon myself. I took it upon myself to watch this trailer, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do a reaction video. So I actually live streamed myself watching the trailer, and it
Cringy.
was every bit as bad as they said it was. But I gave it the benefit of a doubt. Like, you know what? This is a trailer. Maybe it's a bad trailer. I'm going to watch one episode.
Yeah.
I watched one episode, and I am good. I'm good on Good Times.
And it's animated, by the way, right?
Yes. I don't need to see anything else.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, there are YouTubers out there that watch the show. They said it was terrible. And then a week later, they watched episode 2 and said, oh, well, this is terrible. It's like, y'all don't need to watch the whole season. We get it.
Right.
I mean, you can save yourself that misery and stop watching this bullshit. We already know it sucks.
You didn't get past the pilot.
I was like, it kept having flies in it. And I was like, what the heck is with the flies?
Yes, their cars.
Are they that poor?
Yeah, I guess so.
I just couldn't get over that. I was like, what?
I thought about that.
Sarah McLachlan is singing in the background.
Last night. Yeah,
it's that poor that flies are a big problem.
I believe with shows like this, I believe it's that they give them the name. It's something with the people to get you to watch it, but it's not necessarily nothing. It's like remaking a song. A lot of times you hear the remake of the rap and they use a hook from another song, or they sample the beat and the song is totally different than the original. I believe it's like that. Our old ass, we just expect everything to be like it was.
Right. Like not many changes. It was like,
listen, y'all, we just gotta get with the new way of life.
It was like,
it was day and night.
Well, the people who made this show didn't even watch Good Times.
They probably don't know anything about it. It just,
I don't know.
Right.
It was me and Mike, we were talking about this just before we started recording. We don't know for sure if the guy is a grandson. He's a grandson of either James or either James Jr. I'm assuming James Jr., JJ, because if he was a grandson of the original father, then he would be JJ's son, and they would just say that.
It's JJ fornicated.
Yeah, so I think if you look at it,
or maybe JJ didn't sign off on it.
Yeah, either one. But they just said James Evans.
I think, by the way,
grandson of both of their names were James Evans. So I think the show is like basically like if we came back and saw our great grandkids or our great grandkids, living, and I think it's showing. That's why we don't like the show, because it's today's times versus the freaking 70s. You know how
because it's just very different.
It's just like the other topic, caught up in the nostalgic side of it. Mm-hmm. You want it to be just as good as the original.
Yeah.
I can't name offhand, but maybe a few remakes that are actually better than the original.
Right.
No matter what movie or show we're talking about.
Yeah. Because you fell in love with it. You like what you like.
Well, there's a bar that's set.
Right.
And I think we tend to hold on to that, and it brings you back to a certain place. You're like, man, I want it to be just as good as the original. And then it falls short.
No, it's not.
You're just pissed off for the rest of the day. So, I mean, speaking of remakes, I watched The Color Purple yesterday, and they turned it into a musical. There's nothing happy about that movie except when they get reunited at the end. But the sisters being separated, the man dragging Whoopi Goldberg around by her hair and beaten down. I mean, they turned it into a musical.
Right.
It tripped me out that they could. Usually musicals are happy.
Right.
There's the subject line is, but they turned The Color Purple into a musical, and I was like, man, I'm out. The Wizard of Oz,
musical like The Greatest Showman.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's version just didn't cut it for me. What was it called?
The Wiz.
The Wiz, that's right.
For some people, that's their only experience with The Wizard of Oz. They only know Michael Jackson's version.
I want to get back on Good Times. I actually didn't dislike the show. I actually, there was one thing about it that I liked. The mother and father being married, and they seem to love each other. I don't know how many episodes you watched, right? But I watched like 3 or 4.
That's a positive way to look at it, because, I mean,
because you don't see that
anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
they were like a team.
And even if you do see a married couple in the community, it's usually a combative wife, or they're arguing, or it's not good. And so that part, I actually liked it. I like I said, if we get away from the original,
There was no hard times. I haven't seen it yet. I need to watch it now that we're talking about it.
Well, in 3 episodes, I know there's the baby selling drugs. That's the most.
Oh, my.
Yeah, what was that about?
and I'm assuming.
How old is this baby?
An infant.
It was still in diapers.
An infant, but he's
Baby
still
in
diapers.
But he's like a grown man infant, like watching babies. Stone Loke is the voice of him.
It's like the baby from Family Guy.
Yeah, a lot like that.
Yeah.
So he's mature.
Yeah, he's a little grown man.
Stewie in his diaper.
Yeah.
Okay.
That must have been
that's
where they got it from then.
Yeah, because the show
kind of copycatting off of that.
Is it racy? Is it edgy? Is it?
It tries to be.
Yeah.
Not enough for Mike's tasting.
It's over the top, but it's not. It's over the top, but I didn't enjoy the humor. I didn't get.
So it's
like, I like over the top if it's funny.
But they tried too hard with being over the top, and it just didn't.
I think you just have to watch it to get it. I think everything depends on where you are in life. Because I like the show. It's not necessarily funny, but I liked, but if I was expecting the original Good Times, I wouldn't like it. But like, compared to like Bebe's,
that's what I was expecting.
Compared to like Bebe's, if you ever saw the movie like Bebe's Kids, a little cartoon part, it kind of reminded you of that type of thing.
We don't
like
die, we
Boondock
multiply.
type of setting type. Like if you compare it to those shows, it's not bad. But if you compare it to, Good Times and the mothers, who she is, and Michael
Florida Evans
and fine ass Florida that all the brothers like, goddamn. No, you're gonna be pretty damn disappointed. But
yeah, I really think that I probably wouldn't hate it as much if they called it something besides Good Times. Because as long as it has that name,
you're expecting what you
it's living off the coattails of something that it's not.
Exactly.
And like you said, it draws you in because of the name.
Yeah. But it really does remind you of it, brother. If you look at some of the stuff they bring up, like when he brought up the white Jesus and the mother and she fell on the floor, it's like it's 2 generations later. If you go back to a family like in Chicago, like let's just say the family on Good Times, the Evans family, living in the projects, late 70s, early 80s. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, if you were to come back and see their kids or their grandkids in 2024, I think this is right on. I mean, of course, a baby selling drugs is exaggerated.
Tell me Thelma was in it. Oh my.
That's what I just said. The mother looks more like Thelma. The mother's the more fine, shapely
70s
woman.
Thelma did something for me.
Yeah. But
She
that's
did.
what I think. That's what I really think. I think you have to look at it like that. Not like Coming to America.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like it, but if you look at it,
Thoroughly disappointed with
the
remake.
culture of it, because that's no way the man's gonna split the throne with a female in African culture. But if you look at 2024 and where the world is going, that could very well be how things ended up. That's what I'm saying about
Prenup.
Good Times. Man, that shit
She
is-
could take the throne.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
She would be a queen then.
yeah, not the king.
That's
Yeah. My issue with that is that, it's two
It's going
generations.
to become America.
2 generations later, they're still in the ghetto and they're doing worse than the original Evans family.
Not necessarily. No, that's what people
they've
are
got
doing.
extra income with
it likes-
the
Okay.
baby selling drugs, you know.
Yeah, and the
just-
father has a job, so I'll give him that. He's a taxi
Are
driver.
we stereotyping?
The first father had a job.
Well, James Evans, he got laid off, didn't he?
What was
Yeah,
his
at
job
some point.
on the original, by the way?
I don't even know what he did.
I don't know. He worked hard as hell, but then he
Well, he
mom
let
was
you.
supposed to
He
drop
let you know.
The original Good Times was with the setting and plot. What really is what I'm against. Florida Evans, I break her down. Somebody else broke her down, and I agree with him. She was the true kryptonite of the family because every time they had a chance to prosper, she never allowed them because of some religious belief or something crazy. She didn't.
I've never thought of that.
Think about that. When Michael had the Jesus and it was working for him, they came across the money. She didn't want to deal with that. She had the guy who wanted James to go and preach with him and they could have become rich. She said, you can't do it because it's blasphemy. She didn't want them to move when James had his job. So he worked out of town. Remember that? And he died because she missed him so bad and wanted him to come
Conspiracy
home.
theorist guy. I love
No,
it.
it's not even.
She was an atheist.
No, not that. I'm saying she was the person that really ruined the family. Then she left her kids and left the ghetto to go be married to another guy like a year after James was dead. She was the fucking problem.
I forgot that he got wrote off like that.
Yeah, because but the whole reason he took the job, he should have just stayed and kept working and getting that money. But he tried to come please Florida. Florida's fucked up, man. I'm just being honest. That's why she was bald and ugly, man. She looked like
I need to pay attention to
Florida
Good
has a
Times more.
history of
He
messed up
basically
things.
dissected Good Times to
well, someone had
Yeah.
kind of there was a conversation about it, but yeah, she's what held the family back. She did. I mean, every time there was a chance to do something, we can't do that because we're going to be this. Well, bitch, you just left with this guy, married him, and left everybody in the freaking projects. When they had a chance to move, remember the guy?
I honestly think John Amos could have done better.
I mean, yeah, he could have.
As an actor, or you're talking about
No, in life.
character? Yeah.
Yeah, he could have done.
And he
that.
could have had a better woman too.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody, but that missing tooth she had it bothered me.
No, I wasn't missing. It was a
Well,
gap.
it wasn't missing. It was a gap. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the difference? I mean,
What'd you call it? Diastema.
you're missing teeth.
That's a
There needs to
space.
be another one there. I don't know if it was ever missing. It just
She needed braces.
She needed some
Probably.
ortho.
it never,
That's what I was just
never
saying.
showed up. But I need to watch it, to be honest, because I don't know much about.
Yeah, I believe that new one though. I understand how you feel, Mike. I just think that that if you look at it, you have to view it as 2 generations down. Look at where they went, and you're right. They're still in the projects, which a lot of people still are. There's a lot of.
Would they have a show though if they improve their life to the point where they're in the suburbs?
Yeah, probably not.
It
We'll do
turned
it and
into Family Matters.
Call it Great Times.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah, they got rich.
Good.
JJ hit the
Nobody would
lottery.
watch that because people want chaos and poverty and
they don't
flies
wanna-
and
And
whatever.
flies
else.
all over the place. Oh
and they
my
don't want to
gosh,
show
no.
a good, positive family like that. I don't.
That's
I don't,
sad because
You know,
besides the Cosby Show
That was
and
it.
Family Matters,
Mhm.
and then they ruined both of them by telling us the father's gay. We find that out. And
Remember Family Ties?
yeah,
That was a good one.
but let me say,
was that Michael J. Fox?
Yes.
How's he doing these days?
Not good.
Not really good.
I heard he was going to be in the
he's-
new Back to the Future, like a small part. AI, obviously, but
small part.
man.
Isn't he small?
I loved him.
Like the only scenes,
I
It's the
still love
shaking
him.
that people can't get past.
yeah, the only scenes would be him in the DeLorean
Going 88.
going 88.
So they expect the shaking.
Dude,
Okay, got you.
Man, y'all are hell.
Okay, we were talking about remakes and whatnot. Here's a couple that I wanted to bring up. Have you guys seen Fuller House?
Yes.
Full House. The
Full
real
House
Full
and then
House.
Fuller House.
Is there any
It
original
actually
cast?
popped up.
Yeah, there's a lot of original in
Yeah.
Fuller House. It's them as adults, the kids as
Right.
adults. I think it goes around DJ.
And then they have kids. Yeah, DJ.
Mike
I think I saw an
Cameron's
episode by
Kirk
accident.
Cameron's sister, isn't it, in real life?
Yeah,
Yes.
Candace Cameron.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
so
Jodie Sweetin.
I think she's
She
in
had the
everyone's.
heroin addiction in real life. Yeah.
I think everyone's in it except the Olsen twins.
Bob Saget's no longer with us.
Oh yeah, he's not in it either.
Right.
Of course. He's in the grave.
Yeah, but that one was.
Postpartum.
I
That
thought-
was a good one. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought Fuller House was okay. And
Yeah.
another one that's out there. Do you guys remember Night Court?
Oh, yeah.
What's
Marsha
the
Warfield.
dude named Bull?
Yeah,
Marsha Warfield was my favorite character in that show. And John
Larroquette.
Larroquette. Okay.
well, the good news is both of them are in the new Night Court. And pretty much they're the only two of the original cast that are
Can
even
they
still
stay up
alive.
that late now? Golly.
that was a late show.
they-
That was
I'm saying,
after
can they stay
MASH.
up? They're old.
Right.
No, I'm saying, can they stay up that late? They're old. Though. They're recording during the day.
Yeah.
You know, old people get up early and go to bed early.
Eat dinner. At
I'm starting to
4
do that. The older I
in the
get,
afternoon.
I keep waking up at
I've been
5:30
doing
and
that.
6 for no reason. I don't know. Even on my off days, like
I
Those
know,
are a lot of
right?
the
I just wake up
shows
like at 4:30 in the morning.
that
Like,
I grew
boom.
up with that they're trying to remake. And to be honest with you, so far, I'm not interested in any of them. I don't. Maybe Good Times, Fuller House. I was never a big fan of the original anyway.
I believe
But-
it's because like
Bob Saget tried too hard.
they're old shows that maybe were successful then, and they're not. Once again, I hate to say this, but they're not supposed to appeal to us. They're supposed to appeal to like our kids and the younger generation. That way they can watch
Right.
it, grow up.
Exactly.
And that's where stuff that I think we get lost is because we were in control for so long and everything was our way and what we like. But I'm telling you, we're losing it. Nothing. If we can understand
now it's our
it-
kids.
Yeah, it's our kids. So we're like our old parents. Remember when
I'm
our
ready
old
to
parents,
pass the torch.
they used to watch like old shows still. I know my parents
Yeah.
did, like whatever show it was, MASH,
Oh, yeah.
whatever, Being Hill.
The
or-
game shows.
All the
and
family.
They watched the
Big
shows like
player.
The
that.
Price is Right.
Yeah, and
Wheel of
stuff that
Fortune.
they had been watching
during the day.
forever. Yeah, we wasn't
Yeah.
really into that stuff. That's how we're
And
about
the
to
soap
be.
operas.
We're going to keep watching
Days of
old,
Our Lives.
Nothing beat Plinko.
old episodes of Martin.
Oh,
or
yes.
whatever we
Plinko.
watch.
Oh, my gosh. I love that one.
Yeah, there's in Living Color. I wish that they would remake that show, even though I know it wouldn't survive this.
Do you
day.
realize how many people from that show made it big?
Yeah.
Almost everybody.
Oh man, all the Wayans brothers, even though some of them aren't funny, but
Yeah, they made it. Everybody.
Jim
Carrey.
even J
Jim
Lo,
Carrey.
Rosie Perez,
Do you remember?
Jamie Foxx,
Jamie Foxx,
Tommy Davidson,
Yeah.
all of them.
David Allen Greer, all of them. Yeah,
Man,
no.
that
Do you remember
set
the
their
Wonder
career
Years?
off. I was a Wonder
Kim
Years
Fields?
fan.
Yeah, the original.
Oh, Kim Fields was in that.
But that show,
She was Tootsie,
She was
though.
Tootie though.
Tootie,
Yeah.
Tootsie.
But I said Kim Fields, but that's not who I meant. I meant on Living Single, the other girl, the one that not Khadijah,
Queen Latifah.
but her cousin.
Oh, the dark
Sinclair.
dark one with
Oh,
the
yeah.
No, Sinclair.
Oh, no, the
Sinclair
the
was
light skin.
She's a Wayans. Her name is not Kim Fields. Maybe it's Kim. It's something.
Kim. I know who you're talking about.
She's a Wayans or something.
She was the one that
She was in
loved
Living Color.
the country dude.
Yeah, the fix it guy, the handyman.
Yeah.
Overton.
Remember the Wonder Years?
Overton.
Yeah, the Wonder Years.
So they did the remake, but on that remake, they stopped it because there were sexual allegations.
On Fred Savage.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So that's why they
I heard about
stopped the
that.
series.
Is he the guy that played?
But
the
it
son,
was-
the
Yeah,
boy,
the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Fred Savage wasn't in the remake though, was he? That was because they had the
Jason
black
Murphy.
family
Did-
in the next one, right?
Yeah, the remake was a African American black family. Sorry, I don't know why I'm trying to be African American family.
whoever.
But yeah. I apologize.
Colors. Colors. I dare you to say
Where I
colors.
was going with this. You got to remember the time that the Wonder Years was taking place,
Yeah.
and they make it about a black family. It was a tough time for black folks back then. I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch the remake, but it amused me that, I thought, it had legs, but I didn't watch it. I don't know even what platform it was on.
Yeah,
but
I didn't know nothing about it either.
Well, to be honest, I didn't watch it either. I knew it existed.
I think I've seen like one.
The only reason I watched the original was during the exact time period of when my mom was growing up. And she always told me, "Oh, yeah, this is when I was a kid." So we'd watch it. And I got into it.
Is it the one that's what would you do if
the
I
Joe Cocker song, or the Beatles
would
song.
you stand up and walk? Yeah, well, I like that song. Yeah, that's cool. That was cool, man.
Now, did y'all know that they're actually gonna do an animated version of Married with Children? That's a thing that's happening. That's about to come out.
That was a dysfunctional family. That's going to be funny.
I used to
see those type of shows are going to be good.
I'd like to see that.
I was an Al Bundy fan.
Yeah, I used to think he was cool.
Yeah, and they're going to have. I believe they're going to have the original actors doing all the voices.
Oh, okay, don't have them on because I know them. Sorry, but certain people don't age well, and when you see them old, I know their skin's
same. Vicky something.
I would not want to see any of them.
Yeah, the wife, the redhead.
The mother was actually on Sons of Anarchy.
Katie Seagal.
Yeah, she was. She was the mother.
That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's my first time seeing her.
That was a good show.
Yeah, I love
Ed O'Neill. Is he still with us?
Yeah, he's like 80 something, but he's still around.
Dude,
this is what
we have to prepare ourselves because a lot of actors are going to be not with us soon.
Yeah,
right.
Morgan Freeman's never going to die, by the way, and he doesn't age.
Yeah,
he looks the same since the mid '80s. I swear to God, it's more gray, but
black don't crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
This is what I think. I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I don't know. Shit. I don't know. But it seems like shows that are remakes, maybe we more disagree, I guess, that they're not as good. More people don't like them or don't agree with them. But shows that are sequels, I don't know if that's considered a remake, but sequels, they seem like they're always pretty good. Or spinoffs.
I think they're trying to appeal to a new
like the
generation.
Rockies and I don't know
if the remakes are meant for the original crowd.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
and
we're like, wait a second, this is ours. Don't take this away from us.
Hey.
Remake and we shit on it because it's not.
They wait till it's been gone so long to where the new people think this is something new.
Now, sequel usually, will keep all the actors most part.
Like Creed and Rocky.
The storyline continues. Yeah. Those are sequels.
The Mayans.
The remakes is the original story, just revamped with new audience,
or really just the original name almost because
Roadhouse was a perfect example of a remake.
Oh yeah,
they kept the storyline a little bit. I don't know if you've seen this.
I saw part of it.
See, when he says that, I guarantee it's because he didn't like it.
Yeah, it's bullshit. The
only good thing about that movie,
that's not part of it.
The thing that made me laugh about that movie is, no spoiler alerts here or anything, but for you Roadhouse fans, but he basically gives them the tip of, I'm about to whip all y'all's asses. Is there a hospital nearby? And he beats all their asses and he takes them to the hospital. It's funny to me because it's a quiet ride to the hospital and there's Kokomo playing in the background. The Beach Boys was awesome.
Right.
About the only enjoyment I got from that movie because Conor McGregor was horrible.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. My wife was watching that and I came in and I sat and watched with her for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And
I can only stomach it for so long.
Yeah. I was like, oh, Conor McGregor is playing Conor McGregor in this movie. Like, he's not acting at all.
Naked most of the movie.
Him. Yeah.
He's bare-assed. He's walking around.
No.
With his Irish accent, which is the only thing that makes it amusing,
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Now, there is something I want to talk about, because like what you guys were saying, I like the idea of a continuation. And I think my continuation, I want to see Willis adopt 2 white kids and do a show about that.
He's too busy with
Todd Bridges?
Yeah.
He's with A-Ball.
He's no longer with us either.
No, he's still around.
Todd Bridges is alive?
Yeah, he's the only one.
Ask it.
Let's see, Gary Coleman.
You have to ask the question.
Snorting this.
Oh.
What's going on?
I said he's too busy with this. I ain't asking.
I was like, what?
I didn't want to say it.
I'm done with 8 balls.
He's too busy with the 8 balls.
That's probably what kept him alive. He's the only one.
Now there's a tiger.
The girl is dead too, the sister?
Oh, she was the first to die.
She died 2 days after she was on with Howard Stern. And some believe that, being on Howard Stern's show, they can get sideways. And I don't know if they made fun of her, but she had an addiction problem and she passed away years ago. Yeah, she was the first one. I don't know if she outlived the father. Mr. Drummond.
She didn't. She was first. Yeah. Mr. Drummond was around a lot longer.
And then Gary. And then he was in his early 40s when he passed.
I didn't remember the Gary.
Todd Bridges is
that motherfucker had a bad attitude.
He's going to live forever.
That little what's his name? Arnold.
Yeah.
Arnold was a mean motherfucker in real life, man. He talked so bad to this lady on an interview and told her fuck herself and all that, and got up and just walked off the show. I don't know what she said and pissed him off, but
short people get a
he had the real little man syndrome type shit.
Yeah,
they get a free pass a lot on things.
They what?
They get a free pass.
Yeah, but he went overboard. Like he should have got a whipping or something, spanking if he was too.
What was that other short kid's name?
Webster?
Yeah, I don't think they got along.
Yeah, probably they were too much alike.
They were.
Yeah, well, they get a free pass because they don't get to ride any of the rides. I mean,
they ain't tall enough.
I love it. Let's reel it in with the dad jokes today. That was awesome.
That was great.
I mean, that has to fucking suck to be a little person and you go to a theme park and you can't do shit.
He sat on Michael Jackson's lap.
Oh, a lot of.
He did. Webster. He was like his little puppet. You remember that, Mike?
Yeah.
Webster was like his little sidekick. I mean, some people have different animals they carry around. He had Webster.
Michael Jackson did?
Yeah. He was, man, they were side by side.
I remember he had a little monkey.
Well, I didn't want to say all that, but.
No, he had an actual monkey.
I thought you were saying Webster.
No.
Sorry.
No, he had, I thought Michael Jackson used to carry around a little monkey. That's what I was saying. He did. Maybe Webster was before the monkey or replaced the monkey.
Or maybe the monkey replaced Webster.
Yeah, that's what I said. Maybe he was before. I don't know which one was first.
But yeah, he had an actual chimpanzee for a while.
Yeah, he used to carry him around.
On a Segway.
But there's another show out there that I do want to get into, man, because Good Times, I talk a lot of shit about Good Times, but it's only the second worst thing I've ever seen on TV.
What?
The number.
What could be worse than what you said about that? Oh,
that was pretty bad, though.
I know what he's about to say. I'm going to wait.
House.
Scooby-Doo.
Velma.
Yeah.
Velma. It is a Scooby-Doo spinoff, and it is by far the worst mess on TV. And some way, somehow, they're getting a season 2. Yes, it's animated.
So Matthew Lillard's not in this.
No.
Okay.
Somebody likes it.
It's a hardcore wannabe. Like, it's like all these other shows. They're all these wannabe edgy. Everybody's trying to be Rick and Morty, and they're all failing, basically. Velma, they do a shitload of messaging there, too. I mean, it's real shitty. It's real obvious. It's like everyone hates the white guy type of shit. Like, Velma's Indian, Daphne's Asian, they're quote unquote Shaggy's black, and everyone shits on Fred because he's white. That's like the whole fucking show.
Do they still have the van?
No, there's no van.
I'm out.
It's kind of like a prequel, basically, is what it is.
So Scooby was a puppy.
Oh, there is no Scooby, and there's really no Shaggy.
And it's named Scooby-Doo.
No, it's named Velma.
Oh, okay. I missed that. I'm sorry. Velma was hot, by the way.
And I think what happened here is because they have a different guy who wears a green shirt, and they call him Norbit, which technically is...
That's Eddie Murphy's role. Thank you.
Yeah. But technically, Shaggy's real name was Norbit. But they call this guy Norbit. He's quote-unquote Shaggy, but he's not actually Shaggy. And I think the reason for this is because... whenever they did the show, I think Hanna-Barbera said, y'all can do whatever y'all want, but you keep Scooby and Shaggy out of this bullshit. You can't have them in your show, but you can do whatever you want with the rest of them.
Damn.
And I think that's how it went down.
Best two characters.
Yeah, they're main characters, and I think that the people with the ownership of Scooby-Doo and all that, they didn't like the show. It was like, no.
This is bullshit. And they got up from the table.
Yeah, you keep Shaggy and Scooby out of this shit,
and
you can do whatever you want with the rest of them.
We got something better for them. Because didn't Scooby-Doo have a movie that came out since then?
Oh, yeah, there's been a few movies.
Yeah, so
Freddie Prinze Jr.
They don't want to fuck that up.
Freddie Prinze Jr., Matthew Lillard.
I have a question.
Oh, none of them were in Velma.
Was
This
the
is like a
van-
Well,
whole-
that was the movie, though.
The van
Oh,
on
yeah.
Scooby-Doo, was that van the same van the Ninja Turtles had on the Ninja Turtles?
I mean,
Because they sure looked alike, like they just painted it. I was just wondering,
The
was it
van
the same
from
van?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
I don't know. That's a good question. Now, I did not. I never thought about that until you just said it.
I would think
Is
they
it the
have
same
all the
van?
stuff on top of it.
No, I think they just added shit to it, but I'm just
Same
wondering if
writers.
it was the same van. I just wondered.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford
There's
It
been
it.
a
didn't
lot of
have any
vans.
windows.
In our day, there was a lot of vans
It was
used. There was a
like
van
that.
on that Scooby-Doo. There's a van on Ninja Turtles. There's a van on the A-Team. Vans were real popular in our day.
That van on 18
Yeah.
is badass.
Yeah,
Why
that
were
was
the
the
vans so
king of the
popular?
van.
Everybody wanted the
Because it was
exhaust
the
pipes
shaggin'
on the-
wagon.
Was it an Astro van or was it a? I can't remember.
Shaggy got his name for a reason.
Dude, that
I'm
the,
saying
That's why he was always in the back.
the
with the girl.
exhaust pipes hanging off the side.
in 2024, those vans wouldn't make it in the shows.
No, because
No.
pedophiles drive vans.
Yeah.
Nobody drives
Exactly.
vans.
They're the only ones driving those vans now.
They have no windows. They're usually just white.
Yeah.
Or
No,
they,
I'm gonna
or
be
they
honest.
crash into buildings.
A lot of Hispanic people drive those vans because, like, the painters, like on my block, there's a lot of them, like, around my neighborhood,
vans.
like those big
Van,
white
yeah.
vans. Yeah,
They
like,
carry a lot
like
of
it's their
stuff.
company.
You better check
company
that
van.
website.
Yeah, make sure they're a legit company.
Make sure it's legit.
Hey, I don't want to
There's
say,
red dots all over his
Hey,
screen.
I think they do lawns or cut down trees or paint.
Miss
or something.
NBC.
I'm just saying, there's
No.
a lot of those same
Those are
type of
Those are
vans.
not
So
good thoughts.
when they first were doing that trafficking stuff, and they were like, you know, to watch for stuff like this, I'm like, it's the whole damn neighborhood. What am I supposed to do? Like,
Well, here's a
Keep your kids inside. From
Oh, man.
First
That's
of
why you
all,
don't see kids outside anymore.
yeah, you know,
I
those
mean,
vans. Yeah.
There's
Because of
more
the
pedos
vans.
than kids out there.
Exactly.
Like snatch them
It's
up.
scary.
Well, here's a conspiracy theory
He
for
didn't
you
have
guys.
a white van.
What if the Scooby-Doo gang actually are the Ninja Turtles and Scooby is Master Splinter?
Oh.
it's possible.
They have the same van.
Yep.
I didn't take an
Those are-
edible this morning.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't have
my
taken
mind.
an edible.
Dude,
By the way, I'm lying. I didn't take an edible.
you're going to a different dimension here. And
That
it's,
is
my mind is
very-
spinning now that I'm thinking about it.
Hey,
That's very
it's
conspiracy
possible.
theory.
Yeah, it's very true though. Yeah, to look at stuff.
If you
like
think about
that.
it,
But here's something.
I mean,
Our parents always said there's
You
nothing
probably-
new under the sun. Everything here has been here before. So
Unless you're in an altered state of mind. I mean, there's always things to be uncovered.
yeah.
Which
but,
you gotta think.
but they've been here. You just maybe didn't know. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't new. It
that's
was
true.
new to you.
Yeah.
And most of what we watched growing up, I mean, the people who made that shit definitely had to have been on drugs.
Of course.
I mean, every
Oh, yeah,
episode
some
of
sort of
Scooby-Doo was a
psycho.
drug reference.
Yeah, and there was always
Yeah.
these flashing lights.
oh,
and
you
weird-
know them white motherfuckers running
Well,
that
every
van
time
were getting high.
in the background, it
Like
looked like
Dumbo, the movie Dumbo.
Like you said, they were either getting high or fucking. One or
If
the
you
other.
ever noticed on Scooby Doo though,
One or
it
the
always
other.
looked like a big lava lamp was going, and there's all these wild colors and formations and shit.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
The writers, they drank some absinthe and dropped a few, sugar cubes with acid, and they wrote the show, and it probably appealed to a certain genre of
Yeah, like Beavis
potheads.
and Butthead or something.
Like, hey,
Right.
let's drop this acid and watch Scooby Doo backwards and listen to Pink Floyd. And that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
Scooby Doo was kind of
By stoners for stoners.
exactly the FUBU.
And that's what the Scooby snack was.
Yeah.
Because he would do anything for a Scooby
Yes.
snack.
Oh, dude, now you're
Motherfucker
see
was
now
a
we're
weed
there.
brownie.
The Scooby snack was actually an edible,
Was
Yeah.
definitely
That's what it
edible.
was.
No, that's for sure.
Yeah.
and his voice got a little clearer.
See, we were kids. And
But
young,
that's
so
the
we didn't
reason
know.
they hearing the
But our
dog talk
parents
in the
knew.
first place.
Yeah, that's
Dogs
They're
don't
all
talk.
fucking
Yeah.
stoned.
Yeah,
Our parents knew. We didn't know. We didn't know. That's all.
Like, bro, your dog's not.
And
really
remember,
talking
this
We
was
about
didn't
when-
know, but
stuff.
then you think,
subliminal
man,
message.
And you got to
my
remember,
parents had
this
to
was
know.
from the Dare era. We were from the Dare.
Exactly.
That shit
yes,
didn't work.
Yes, no.
Remember Dare?
I don't even know
All
what
this shit
We
was
didn't
Dare
know, but
stand
our
for
parents
anyway. I just
knew.
thought it was
Yes.
a cool hot rod that was sitting out of the school, but that's all I. What did Dare stand for anyway? I mean,
I don't know.
No. It was
Drugs are really exciting.
and they always put it on like a
I just know-
C28 or something.
the song was like Dare.
They didn't have it on a van. They had it on a race car. Let's
I
drugs-
dare you.
Remember they had one
Drugs
right
can be
there
exciting.
by McLeod's in Crowley?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
McLeod.
And everybody on the other
The
side.
smoking corner.
Everybody on the other side smoked
no.
weed and cigarettes before school. Man, you could sell a lot of
By the
weed at
smoking
that.
You
tree.
were 7 steps from school grounds, so you just lit up as you crossed that threshold.
On the other side of the,
no.
what was it, the school zone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was a
man,
tree
you
there.
could.
And the people in McLeod's were just selling cigarettes left and right to
Oh
every
my
12-year-old
gosh.
that walked in.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
God! How much underage
Dude.
cigarettes? I mean, they had to made a killing
Yeah.
just off of
That's-
those
yeah, that's the
kids.
only
It's
thing.
the most
And they were
shady,
selling individual cigarettes
most shady
before we were
store
doing it in the hood.
ever.
Yeah.
No, they have that in every hood.
And I want to know whose house was it that was on the other side of that fence?
Yeah, because
That was
everybody's still
Piles of cigarette butts.
Right?
every day they're having to clean up
That shit
cigarette
was
butts.
funny, man. I
That's
never
probably some old guy with an oxygen tank that is like, this is bullshit. I've got to clean up these cigarettes. And he gets secondhand smoke for sitting in his
I wasn't
Oh my
a
gosh.
smoker, but what do cigarettes do? Because I always thought people were smoking weed or something else. Because it would be freezing cold, and you see all these kids just huddled up.
Smoking cigarettes.
Like, damn, what the fuck is in those cigarettes? That's why I never smoked.
Okay, well, the first couple of cigarettes you smoke, they give you a little buzz, and then after that, you're just
And
addicted.
they make you sick.
They
Really
it
make you
reels
sick.
you in.
Yeah, they make you sick, lightheaded, and you're gonna puke.
You know, I've never tried a cigarette.
But you still
Really?
go
That's
back
why I like-
because they're so
Yeah.
addictive.
but,
Because after that,
So
like
it's
you're
kind of like what they
saying,
say about the crack, like they're chasing that first feeling, but they never
well,
get it.
I don't even
Yeah.
know if it's that because it's like you're saying, why do people smoke? And it's like people who smoke are like, why the fuck am I smoking?
nicotine is
It's
the,
like that.
is the PG version
Exactly.
of crack.
Yeah.
It hooks
That's
you,
what I always thought. I always thought
and
it
then
was
it
like
just
legal crack.
slowly takes your life away. And then you're,
And your money, because that shit is fucking
you
high.
gotta take
man.
out a loan now for a carton of
Yeah,
cigarettes.
but
Yeah, for real, man. That
I-
shit
I don't
used to
know,
be
I don't smoke.
$2.15.
Can you imagine if you smoke like 20 a day? Like people who smoke a pack a day, like
Yeah, it's
what
like
their life
10
is
$10
like?
a day.
They have a second job. I mean, they
Definitely.
have to fund their.
have
Sell
to.
crack to smoke cigarettes. You're in court. Hey, judge, listen, I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. I was just
I
trying
just
to favor my
feed my
cigarettes.
nicotine addiction.
Selling crack to afford.
I do not to
Oh
take
my
crack.
God.
Yeah, I sell crack to
The
buy.
street value of crack is more than nicotine, so I'm gonna.
I'm going to sell this and use this.
Right.
Sounds smart to me.
It's like I bought a house at the right time because I bought my house for under 100,000, and nowadays you can't get shit for under 100,000.
no.
That's pretty good.
I
And I
bought
know
mine for
where you
70.
live. I grew up in that neighborhood.
They offered me
Yeah.
$300,000 for my house. Just some
Just-
person with putting some shit on my
A
door.
flyer.
And I paid $68,000. So I was like, hey, yeah, I'm going to sell this bitch. I'm about to get rich. And then I saw how much
And then
it
you
cost
gotta
to
buy
move to
another
a
house.
Yeah,
That's
they don't have to
outrageous.
sell crack anymore for cigarettes.
Now, if you find a woman or somebody with a house, it's like already you can move with them. Selling your house is like the best thing
Then
in the
you,
world.
yeah, then you.
But if you have to go
good.
buy another house, yeah, you might as well stay where the fuck you are.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I
Yep.
bought a house at the right time, and I quit smoking cigarettes at the right time because they were still like $2 a pack when
Yeah,
I
I
finally
remember when
quit.
Mike used to smoke cigarettes.
And now that shit's like $10 a pack, man.
You've dodged
Mm-hmm.
inflation.
That shit's like nuts.
Well, I need to stop drinking sweet tea at Chicken Express because when I started, it was $1.50 a gallon. His motherfucker's $5.40.
let alone you can start your vehicle with that shit. God. Okay, I like Chicken Express tea. It's Taco Casa that's the high octane shit that I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
get past.
Taco Casa.
I've got to do half and half with that.
Oh, yeah.
It's sweet.
Both of them are the same. to
It's
me. I get
sweeter
it.
than Carl Winslow. It's bad. I can't drink it.
It's TD Jake's level.
Sorry.
We're canceled.
Oh my
That's
God.
it. We're canceled. This is Potter's
We
house.
can talk about Carl Winslow all we want, but you start fucking with TD Jakes, he'll come get you.
Well,
That's another
Potter's
genre
house.
of people I
that's
can't.
all I know is the name
You're
of the
going to
church.
piss off the Christians. Watch out.
Just the ones that follow him. You won't, there's some more to be okay.
Well, let's start a cult, Mike. Did you have a shirt
my
that had that on there the other day?
Right?
Yes, I did.
What-
We haven't grown up that much.
We haven't grown up at all.
That's cool though.
We just got
I
more
thought it was funny when you
responsibilities.
wore that bear
But
hat.
I look forward to
and
hanging
none of
out
us
with
how
him.
much we get around each other. I lost contact with, not lost contact, but we know where we weren't around each other. And then we started being back around each other. It's like,
I
it's
haven't
just like
seen
it was
him
yesterday.
in
Yeah.
15 years. It's been.
I went from seeing Mike like every day to once a month or every blue moon, which seemed like never.
We started missing
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got
Jones.
We start going to the gym.
Oh my gosh, Jones.
You down to spot me today, Mike?
oh my god. On that note, let's get the fuck out of here.
Shut the fuck
There we
up,
go.
Jab.
Because I just now remember.
Snorted 8-ball.
Well,
you
the
go.
8-ball.
What is the
The 8-ball didn't even want to
8-ball
answer
say?
me.
What does the 8-ball say?
What did you ask it?
What does A-Ball say?
Is it
A-Ball
time to get out of here?
Uh,
Said,
What is going
Is
on
it
with
time to get out of here?
I don't even know how that works. I know you're shaking the shit out of it. I know that. Whatever.
Using my left hand.
You shook the answer.
So it shall be.
So the gods have spoken.
All right, y'all. Check us out on Spotify. Follow our Patreon. Do all that shit.
This has been a hell of a show.
Yeah.
I hope to be here again.
We're out. Thanks again, Brian, for hanging with us.
Yes, most definitely.
As always, I'm Mike here with Misty Jab. Till next time. Peace.
The Gen X Talk podcast was brought to you by D's Nuts. Don't forget to subscribe and join our Patreon because we really want to quit our jobs one day and just make content. Please.